Let's check in now with EWTN Editorial Director, Dr. Matthew Bunson.
He's part of EWTN News' coverage of the USCCB's spring meeting. Welcome, Matthew. Regarding the bishop's document apologizing to Catholic Indigenous communities for a history of trauma caused in part by church abandonment, just how significant is that document?
I think the fruit of many years of work on the part of the bishops. I think the document is a milestone for two reasons. The first is, as you noted, the apology that they're giving, the recognition of the trauma that has taken place. They reference especially the multi-generational trauma, something that needs to be recognized. But then the document is also very much forward-looking. It is not necessarily a reset of evangelization, but it's certainly creating, as the document says, a framework for evangelization, but especially pastoral care. And from that standpoint, I think it is additionally significant in creating a space of recognizing the faithfulness of Indigenous or Native Americans, Native peoples to their faith over many, many years. But then moving forward, how do we help them the most? So the great concern for the dignity of the Native Americans and their culture, I think, really emerges in the forefront of this document.
Matthew, also this week, the bishops discussed the fate of the Catholic Campaign for Human Development. That's the anti-poverty initiative founded by the bishops back in 1969. The program has reportedly been struggling financially. What is its future?
Yeah, the bishops did not discuss this publicly, but it was acknowledged yesterday in the press conference with Archbishop Broglio, the president of the conference, that it has been a topic of conversation in their closed-door sessions. We know that this is a controversial program, partly because of some of the programs it's funded and some of the initiatives that it's launched. But the bigger question is its financial future. Where is it going to go from here? I think the expectation, at least with a few of the people I've talked to, is some type of a reform, but there is going to be lingering controversy surrounding this. And a real effort, I think, to bring it into some better control financially.
Well, Matthew, another lingering controversy was recently revealed. Bishop John Stowe of Lexington, Kentucky, accepted a biological woman living as a transgender man as a religious hermit, breaking ranks with his brother bishops who have condemned sex change interventions. How have the bishops addressed this at the gathering?
Similar to the campaign for human development, this was not addressed publicly or in open session. In his remarkable comments, I think Archbishop Broglio yesterday gave a very interesting reiteration of the Church's teachings, quoting Francis quite a bit in the document Dignitas Infinita on the Church's opposition to gender ideology, as Pope Francis likes to put it. So this was very clearly setting a table of sorts. I had the opportunity to ask Archbishop Broglio at the press conference after the session yesterday about this controversy, and he said that while there hasn't been that type of open discussion, a number of committees at the USCCB have expressed considerable concern about the situation in Lexington. So where we go from here, I would be surprised if there isn't some sort of an initiative made by some of the committees to look at the question of hermits in the church, but also, as Archbishop Broglio put it, the honesty surrounding some of the candidates and also the screening that's in place to prevent this from happening again.
Matthew, real quick, last question. The bishop spent significant time discussing mental health resources. What's the outcome of that session?
Yeah, this is an update of an ongoing campaign by the bishops to promote mental health. One of the more interesting moments came when they had these roundtable discussions, all very synodal, I mean that in a very positive way, of their own experiences with the campaign and what works and what doesn't work. I think the bishops are very much in a listening mode in terms of this campaign and trying to introduce as many new innovations as possible, including a mental health chatbot that people can reach out to for help when they're in crisis. So I think this is a campaign that is going to be going on for some time, and I recognize the importance that the bishops are attaching to it.
Absolutely. Matthew Bunson, thank you very much.
Great to be with you.